There are moments in life when you realize you've won the wrong battle. Miguel had everything he ever wanted. Money, power, recognition. At 35, he had conquered the business world. But in the process, he had lost everything that truly mattered. His house was huge, but it wasn't a home. He worked 16 hours a day, Saturdays, Sundays, holidays, because for him, time was money, and money was everything. The photos on the shelf gathered dust, just like the memories he ignored. His wife, Carolina, waited every night, but Miguel never arrived on time. And his son, Tomas, slept hugging a photo because it was the closest he could get to his father. At work, Miguel was celebrated, revered, admired. Everyone wanted to be like him. Everyone envied his success. "I sacrificed everything for this," he'd say with pride. And Carolina would watch from home, knowing she was part of that everything he had sacrificed. Tomas would draw their family at school, and someone was always missing from the picture. "We need to talk," Carolina would say, but Miguel never had time. Her messages filled his phone, all marked as unread. She tried to win back his attention in every way she could, but for Miguel, it was all just unnecessary drama. He couldn't understand why she didn't celebrate his success. "Dad, are you coming to my game tomorrow?" Tomas would ask. "Every week, I'll try, son." It was always the same answer, and the seat in the stands remained empty. Always. Eventually, Tomas stopped asking. He stopped hoping. The one who did show up was his grandfather, Roberto, the simple man Miguel despised. Miguel was ashamed of his father, a worker who was never ambitious. Roberto, in turn, saw in his son the man he never wanted to raise. "Money doesn't warm the bed, son," he'd say. But Miguel just laughed at the old wisdom. His business partner, Andre, reinforced his philosophy. "Family is for the weak. They're just stones in our path." And Miguel agreed. Then, on an ordinary Thursday, Miguel found an envelope. Divorce papers. Carolina had given up. Her letter said, "I loved you, but you chose to love other things. Our son deserves more than a ghost who just pays the bills." Miguel was furious. How dare she? He gave them everything. He called her 20 times. She didn't answer once. When he got home, he was met with silence. Her clothes, Tomas's toys, everything was gone. A single note on the fridge remained. "Don't try to find us." And for the first time, Miguel felt the crushing weight of loneliness. In the days that followed, Miguel sank. For the first time in 15 years, he didn't go to work. Andre called, worried not about him, but about the contracts. Miguel spent the nights looking at old photos. They were happy then. When was that he couldn't remember? He watched videos of Tomas growing up, moments he missed while he was busy working. His calendar was full, but it was full of empty things. And for the first time since he was a child, Miguel cried. A knock on the door came late one night. It was Roberto. "Carolina called me. She's worried about you." Miguel exploded. "I gave them everything." Everything. His father's response was simple and devastating. "Everything except yourself, son." Miguel collapsed into the arms of the father he had always despised. Roberto held him and said, "Your grandfather told me something when you were born. He said success is having someone to hug when you get home." The next morning, something had changed in Miguel. He didn't hire a lawyer. He didn't fight for custody. Instead, he wrote a letter, the first honest one in years. "You were right," he wrote, "about everything. I lost myself." He sought help starting therapy, something he had always called a weakness. He attended support groups and heard stories from men just like him. Men who had lost their families while chasing fantasies. He cut his work hours and learned to delegate. Andre didn't understand. "You've become weak," he said, and Miguel finally realized his best friend was his worst enemy. He started small. He began waiting at the school gate. Tomas was surprised, confused, suspicious. "I know I don't deserve it," Miguel said, "but I'm here." His son's hug was shy, but it was a beginning. They got ice cream, they talked, and they even laughed a little. The following Saturday, Miguel was in the stands. When Tomas looked over for the very first time, his father was there. The smile on his son's face was worth more than any contract he had ever signed. Carolina watched from a distance, cautious but hopeful. Weeks turned into months. Miguel was present, really present. He helped with homework. He read bedtime stories. They built things together. Not buildings, but memories. Carolina started talking to him again, in brief but kind conversations. One day, he asked, "Can we have dinner together? As a family?" Carolina hesitated, but she saw the hope in her son's eyes and agreed. The dinner was simple, homemade, and perfect. For the first time in years, they were a family again. Miguel washed the dishes while Carolina dried, just like in the old days. And for a moment, they both remembered why they fell in love. "You can put him to bed," she said. Miguel read to Tomas until he fell asleep, a peaceful, contented sleep. And in that moment, Miguel knew this was success. This was victory. When he went back to the living room, Carolina was waiting with hot coffee. They truly talked without any masks. "I was an idiot," he admitted. "I don't expect you to forgive me," she replied. "You're trying. That's already more than I ever expected. Is there any chance for us?" he asked. She looked at him. "There is, but it will take time." "And presents? A lot of presents?" Miguel smiled. "I have the rest of my life." 1 year later, they hadn't not yet, but they were together rebuilding with patience. Miguel was still an engineer, but he was no longer a slave to his work. Roberto visited every week, proud of the man his son had become. "Thank you, Dad," Miguel once told him, "for not giving up on me," because Miguel finally learned that the unseen choice that changes everything isn't about pursuing success. It's about choosing who will be by your side when you get there and realizing that they are the true success all along. Thanks for watching. If this story touched you, please like and subscribe for more content that inspires.